Hi everyone, this is Men's here. I'm playing the M24 Chaffee. This isn't live, I'm doing a replay of this only because I wasn't recording when this battle happened. The M24 Chaffee, a lot of people like it since even though it's a light tank at tier 5, it can still do a remarkable amount of damage to higher tiers. Now, I do carry a decent amount of premium rounds just because it gets thrown into a bunch of tier 10 and tier 9 matches. But even with that, your goal isn't exactly to make a profit on this thing anyway, in my opinion. Now, starting off as a light tank on this map, I am gonna look completely stupid for what I do in the first minute and a half, but luckily I kind of bounce back from that. Generally, I like to kind of spot from like F7, F8, see if I can spot some of the enemies coming over from the one over to their flag. Unfortunately, I'm gonna hit this little ramp a little too fast and I'm gonna fall off of it. So you don't necessarily want to do that. I kind of misjudged my speed. You don't want to do that only because where that tank is over there, the Black Prince, you're able to get shot pretty easily. And I also misjudged this little ledge here. I thought it was a little less steep and I'm gonna fall off again. You're gonna want to not do that either. Now, right now I'm kind of like, I'm pretty messed up this match. I'm not gonna get anything done, which you could give up, but instead I'm gonna decide to go up on this little 8 and 9 line again once more. Now this map, as you see, it really plays the 3 line and the 8 and 9 line. That's where most people go. If you go to the middle, you have to be really careful since you can be shot from either ledge fairly easily. But there is that little riverbed that you do have some cover, so you can sneak through there. Now, as a light tank, their artillery usually spawns at the flag. Unless if there's a lot of artillery, it might spawn over at the 1. But many of their tanks do not spawn at the flag, which means it's usually open for a light tank to dart up through here if they don't watch it too well, which is what I'm going to do here. And this is where the Chaffee does a real good job. I do have camo on this, so I'm not always spotted. I'll spot it here, but my camo skill does help me out quite a bit. And artillery usually hides right up in this little corner here, as you're going to see in a second. And basically more than 50% chance of you going to be able to kill it, since you're really protected from the enemy tanks that sit over here.
Armor is damaged. Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is damaged.
Now, what the Chaffee's good at is even though it's a tier 5 light, it's capable of hurting higher tier tanks. There's this IS-6 over here, which hopefully I'm going to be able to take out. I think I'd take him out first. And even though you're tier 5, even tier 8, 9, and 10 tanks are going to notice you once you start getting 100 HP taken off each shot.
Armor is damaged. Penetration. We didn't penetrate their armor.
Now, the Chaffee's premium round is not exactly great against angled armor. I kind of forgot to switch back to AP because the normalization on it isn't exactly great. So if you're shooting a highly angled spot like an IS-6, it's actually slightly better to switch back to your AP round since you'll have a better chance of going through it. So even though I was just the lowest tier in this game, and you're a light tank, you kind of want to, depending on the map, you want to pick your spots. I knew I wasn't going to be able to spot too well, so after I epically failed and flew off the ridge, I kind of focused more on finding a flank I could go through so I can kind of pester the enemy and do a bit of damage.
Enemy armor is damaged. Penetration. Penetration.
Now I do get an Orlik's medal on this, and I eventually ended up doing right around 2,500 HP's worth of damage. And if you want to see the screenshots of the end battle screen, they're in the comment section below on this video, since they don't show up on replays. And as you see, the Object 704 wasn't exactly happy, but that's what happens when you let a little Chaffee through behind you and he can blink away at you. Anyway, this was a pretty nice game, and it shows you that even if you're a puny little light tank, you can still get the job done. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also check out my website, wotguru.com, for guides and basically a lot of little weak spot guides. Anyway, thanks for watching my video, and stay tuned for more coming soon.